Welcome back. While many are focusing on the fallout from the U.S. Afghanistan withdrawal, it is important to remember one ongoing issue here at home: the crisis along the southern border. That's still happening. While our law enforcement is struggling to deal with the swarms of migrants crossing our border, we now have thousands of Afghan refugees that are being resettled across America. Joining us now to discuss all of this is Pinal County, Arizona Sheriff Mark Lamb is joining us. Also, the former head of the Arizona National Guard and retired U.S. Air Force Major General Mick McGuire. Reverse the two. That's who they are. All right, Sheriff, I'll start with you first and foremost, if I can. I want to show this statistic really quick. From January to July of this year, we're told Border Patrol seized 255 pounds of fentanyl coming across our southern border. And I believe you can elaborate on that. Tell me about this and the dangers of drugs coming across our American border, Sheriff.
Yeah, that's what I keep trying to tell people, that this is about human trafficking and drug trafficking in this country, and in particular methamphetamines and fentanyl. In 2018, my office, and just my office, had 0 M30 fentanyl pill seizures. In 2019, 700 pills. In 2020, over 200,000 pills. And thus far this year, we are at 1.1 million fentanyl pills that we have seized. We will probably hit 1.5 million to 2 million, which is staggering considering we're probably only catching about 10%.
Major General Mick McGuire, I'll ask you to respond to that. Are you hearing reports of that, and how do you combat that?
Yeah, good morning, Sean. Sheriff Lamb's exactly right. When we ran the Counter Narcotics Task Force in support of Sheriff Lamb and 30 other law enforcement, federal, county, and local, we had not seen any fentanyl interdiction until 2016. I retired in March, last of March, April 10th of this year. And we saw the #1 apprehension in the first quarter by street value was fentanyl. Sheriff Lamb is right. And 10%, 20%. Just a huge amount getting through. And I tell moms out there, experimental drug usage today could be a one-time trip. 90,000 Americans died in 2020 from opioid or fentanyl overdoses. That's 750 infantry battalions. People need to think about that, and we need to close the border.
And I think that is what many keep pushing, Sheriff. Close the border. How do you stop drugs and human trafficking from coming over the border? You close the border. How do you slow down the apprehensions? You close the border. Is that message not being heard at the White House?
No, I don't think it is, because they're not communicating with us, and their policies continue to be the same. So clearly they're not getting that message. The message that we're getting as Americans is they just don't care. They don't care about the human beings that are being trafficked by the cartels. They don't care about the drugs that are being trafficked into our communities across this country. And it is not an Arizona problem. This is an America problem. They flat out don't care. We can see that. That's why as sheriffs, we're standing together. We form Protect America Now. We're gonna stand up for the rule of law against bad policies like what we're seeing on the border. And we're gonna fight for the constitutional rights of the people.
I'm going to play this for you, General. This is, and by the way, just to be very clear, the White House positioning was that the border was closed. At one point, they came out and said the border was closed. Clearly, it's not, as apprehensions continue to rise. That's just the fact of the matter. I'll play this for you. This is a quick bite. This is Senator Ron Johnson during the Secretary of State Blinken's testimony just recently. Here's that.
I think what concerns me the most, among many things, is that detachment from realities. It's the same denial of reality, for example, on the border. A self-inflicted wound, a crisis created by President Biden's policies that have completely thrown open our borders, and yet the administration denies that we have a problem at the border.
General, is the senator onto something there, denying that there's a problem at the southern border, and is it self-inflicted by the current administration?
It absolutely is. This is the first president in my lifetime who I've said is derelict in his duty. He's put 0 federal dollars to allow the Guard to surge to our partners in Border Patrol, ICE, and Immigration Services. I tell people every day out on the campaign trail, you are not serious about border security. It is easier to traffic a 9-year-old female into the sex trade, and you talk to your previous guest from California, than it is right now for a citizen to get lunch in Los Angeles. These people are not serious about border security. Sheriff Lamb is right. They're not going to change their policies. Senator Johnson is right. Not a single dollar is there. That's why I'm running for the U.S. Senate to become the 51st Republican vote to block these things, subpoena the folks in charge of these agencies, and demand account for what they're doing.
You're running for Senate in Arizona. That's correct, sir?
That's right.
All right. Sheriff Lamb, final thoughts from you on this. Obviously, many feel the need, the urge to step up in campaign. One of which we'll close on this, Sheriff Lamb. President Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, just about everyone you can find stumping in California for Gavin Newsom, as if this was more important than what's happening at the southern border, or perhaps you can visit both and try to clean up some of the issues. But it seems as politics were the only issue top of mind of this administration as of recent.
You know, it seems that California wants to continue to wallow in their own political crap with the maintaining of Gavin Newsom. But the rest of America should take note that our politician, amongst all the crisis that we had going on, Kamala Harris and Biden thought it was most important to go to California to stump for Gavin Newsom. That should tell Americans everything they need to know about the intentions of this administration. It's all about politics, has nothing to do about the American people. We're tired of it. I'm glad men like the general are stepping up to run. We need good men and women that want to do right by America and protect the Constitution and the American people.
General, we'll follow your run on that. Major General Mick McGuire joining us as well as Sheriff Mark Lamb. Thank you so much for your time. Great conversation.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.